Your Excellency Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, President of Federal Republic of Somalia, Your Excellencies Heads of State and Government, Your Excellencies Representatives of Heads of State and Government, Ministers, Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to begin by expressing the AU's most sincere gratitude to His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni and to the government and people of Uganda for the warm hospitality and also hosting the second extraordinary summit of the troop contributing countries, as you did last year in April 2025 and in 2023. Uganda has stood as one of the pillars of Africa's engagement in Somalia for close to 20 years. Its leadership and the sacrifices borne by its forces and by those of all troops and police contributing countries command our deepest appreciation. I wish to pay tribute to all the African soldiers and police officers who have served under the flag of the African Union and made the ultimate sacrifice. Their professionalism and their courage and their sacrifice have enabled Somalia to advance along the path to stability. I'm not going to read all my speech since the communique has been already adopted, but it's my duty as the chair of the African Union Commission to convey three messages in front of this august body, August Assembly. The number one message is that Africa remains fully committed alongside Somalia. The second message that we are determined to preserve the gains of AUSOM and to conduct an orderly transition grounded in the realities on the ground. And the third message is that we intend to pursue a close dialogue with all our partners in order to secure support that is predictable, sustainable, and consistent with the priorities defined by Africans themselves. I wish to assure the government and people of Somalia that the Commission will continue to mobilize all the political, diplomatic, and financial support necessary for the success of this mission. The AU Commission will continue to accompany Somalia towards a lasting peace in the interest of its people and in the interest of our continent. I thank you. I submit, Your Excellency.
Uganda does not have a border with Somalia. When therefore we decided to involve ourselves in Somalia, it was out of principle and strategy. Principle number one, we did not accept the chauvinism of Islamic groups who come here and waste our time, that they want to impose themselves on society. We had the same problems with Sudan, Khartoum, and now it was coming up in Somalia. So that was one of the reasons. The second reason was to extend solidarity to Ethiopia, because Ethiopia was being attacked because of Khartoum, and then now these groups in Somalia, we had to stand with them. That was the second reason. And this I shared in detail with the excellencies in the closed session. The chauvinist groups should leave us alone. We, the Africans of this area, we have a very rich history. We are different, but we don't try to impose our identity on others. The Muslims talk of haram, 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 haram. I told Bashir of Sudan that my list of haram is much longer than his. Because for him, he was only talking about pigs. But according to the Ugandans in the savannah, we have got a longer list of haram, which I don't want to go into. I told the meeting in the closed session. But we accept one another. Whatever you are, you don't impose yourself on me, nor do I impose myself on you. So that's one point I just wanted to mention. The second one is that these Western countries pulling out, this is not a problem. If they want to pull out, they pull out. Because all the problems we have solved here, we never did them with anybody's support. We were working with our brothers. When we got rid of Idi Amin, who supported us? It was Tanzania and Mozambique only, and us. On the issue of Sudan, who was involved? We can manage. That's what we agreed in the closed session, that Somalia is not going to be abandoned because of some other people outside. And we have the capacity. Whether the others pull out or not, we shall manage. These are the 2 points. I thank you very much. With these few words, I declare the summit closed. Thank you.
Mana item game nanya. Just It's okay. Jua ni hata maurushi.
So very fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to opening the monument of Yoni Netanyahu. General, when you wrote the first time that you're going to send your UPDF, your soldiers, to support Israel in their dark time, it's remind me the story of the Israelites and Canaanites that was supporting each other. I will invite Madame to give few quotes from the Bible. This monument is not just a stone. It's a story of the two nations fighting the evil for the future of our next generation. General, I want to say thank you very much for some of our colleagues that really work since when you press the button and you say we want to put it here as to memorize the event. So we have Lee and Emmanuel worked day and night in Israel to find the artists and to make sure this monument will be ready. We have our cargo department that sent the aircraft to Israel to pick it. We have the special lady, Amy, that from the beginning we say we put it here. She's the one construct and make the place look beauty. And so we can enjoy the view of the monument. I cannot close this speech without quote our President, His Excellency General Yoweri Museveni, who summarized our relationship between our two countries in the most perfect way. He said, throughout this sacrifice, they turn Assad situation into another episode of bonding between the Holy Land and the Pearl of Africa. Thank you very much, General, for standing firmly and bravely with your brother and sister in Israel. Thank you very much.
It's my great pleasure to welcome you all as we gather to commemorate this significant moment in our shared history through the unveiling of the statue of the late Yonathan Netanyahu, who lost his life during the daring rescue mission known as Operation Yonathan. Although the operation took place on the 4th of July, 1976, its legacy continues to resonate around the world. The courage, the leadership, and the sacrifice that was demonstrated by those involved have made Entebbe raid one of the most remarkable events in the aviation history today. We are gathered here today not only to honor Yonathan Netanyahu, but also to remember the successful rescue of more than 100 hostages who were held at gunpoint in this very location where we seated this morning. Over the years, this historic site has attracted visitors from across the world, especially from Israel, who come to learn about the events of the 1976 and to pay tribute to those who were involved in the raid. Today, further builds upon previous commemorations of this historic event. I recall vividly in 2016, we sat here in the same place, Entebbe International Airport. We were privileged to host the 40th anniversary of the rescue mission. On that event, we were gracefully happy to receive the Prime Minister of Israel, His Excellency Benjamin Netanyahu, who together with several distinguished guests from around the world participated in the 40th anniversary of this It's also clear to note that their presence clearly underscored the importance of preserving this site as a symbol of courage, a symbol of resilience, a symbol of international cooperation. But also recognizing the significance of this site, Uganda Civil Aviation Authority made a deliberate decision to preserve the old terminal building, including the visible marks that bear witness to the events that unfolded here 50 years ago. So if you went by the building, you will see that the bullet holes still stand strong. And in the discussions we've had with UTB and others, those are the areas that will remain significant the way they are. We are also optimistic that the unveiling of this statue will further enhance the historical and tourism value of this site, attracting many more visitors who wish to learn about this extraordinary story firsthand, but also benefiting us as a country and Uganda Civil Aviation Authority. Recently, CDF, we gathered here at this very spot to try and identify the most appropriate site from the information we received from you, and it was very clear that the best site was actually on the building. It would enable visibility, it would create a very easy way of actually creating that significance that we were looking for. So ladies and gentlemen, the events to remember today also carry an important message for the global aviation community. Civil aviation thrives when safety, security, and cooperation are in sync. And the Entebbe story reminds us that airports are not merely gateways for travel and commerce, but symbols of connection between nations and people. The partnerships we build today and the lessons we preserve from the past, like the one we are doing now, contribute to a safer, more secure, and more inclusive future for the global air transport. Therefore, as we lay this monument today, we are proud to note that Entebbe International Airport, CDF and members here, continues to undergo a huge transformation. We're in the final stages of completing the new terminal building, which will enable us to increase the passenger management from 1.5 million to 3.5 million passengers annually. We believe that with this site will connect, resonate with the new terminal building, and will be in position to host guests that come in a more efficient, more professional, and more satisfying passenger experience. I would like to express our sincere appreciation to you, our guest of honor today, the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, for fulfilling your commitment and ensuring that the unveiling of this historic statute is actually a reality.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Shalom. Good morning. It is a great honor and privilege to join you at this historic site as we unveil this monument to Lieutenant Colonel Yonathan Yoni Netanyahu, the courageous commander of the Israeli Rescue Force, whose leadership and ultimate sacrifice during the Entebbe raid of 4th July 1976 has become an enduring symbol of courage, duty, and selfless service. Today, this memorial stands not only in remembrance of a distinguished soldier, but also as a tribute to the enduring values he embodied: courage in the face of danger, unwavering commitment to protecting innocent lives, and steadfast devotion to duty. As we gather here, we also respectfully remember the innocent hostages who lost their lives during those tragic events. They were Jean-Jacques Maimoni, Pascal Cohen, Ida Borokovich, and Dora Bloch. Dora Bloch was killed after the operation. She was in Mulago Hospital. Their memory remains an important part of this solemn history. On behalf of the government and people of the Republic of Uganda, I extend our deepest respect to the Netanyahu family, to the families of all those who perished, and to the people of the State of Israel. May their memories continue to inspire future generations in the pursuit of peace, justice, and human dignity. We also recognize today the Ugandan soldiers who fought valiantly that day in what they believed was a justified cause. Of course, today we know that the government of Idi Amin, which they served, was a brutal dictatorship which did not represent the Ugandan people in any way. Distinguished guests, the events that unfolded here in July 1976 remain one of the most significant episodes in modern history. They occurred during one of the darkest periods in our country's history. Today, however, Uganda is a constitutional democracy committed to peaceful coexistence and constructive engagement with the international community. The friendship between Uganda and Israel extends well beyond the events of 1976. Our two countries have enjoyed good relations for a long time now, founded on mutual respect and practical cooperation. Israeli experts made important contribution to Uganda's early national development in areas such as agriculture, infrastructure, education, healthcare, and defense. This historic Old Entebbe Terminal has become an important place of remembrance for Israelis, Ugandans, and visitors from around the world. It reminds us not only of the tragedy that occurred here, but also of the remarkable journey our two nations have undertaken. From a painful chapter in our history to a partnership characterized by mutual trust, respect, and cooperation. Distinguished guests, monuments are more than stone and bronze. They preserve memory, teach history, and inspire future generations. This monument, therefore, carries significance far beyond commemorating one brave individual. It honors the universal values of courage, sacrifice, and service. Furthermore, it shows that nations can confront painful history with honesty while choosing reconciliation over resentment and friendship over division. As we unveil this monument to Lieutenant Colonel Yoni Netanyahu today, let it stand as a lasting symbol of three enduring undertakings that Uganda and Israel have done. These are remembrance, friendship, and peace. Remembrance so that the courage of Lieutenant Colonel Yoni Netanyahu and the memory of all those who lost their lives here shall never be forgotten. Friendship so that Uganda and Israel may continue strengthening their long-standing partnership for the benefit of future generations. And peace so that together we may continue rejecting terrorism, promoting dialogue, and safeguarding the dignity and sanctity of every human life. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look to the future, we remain committed to deepening our cooperation across all areas of mutual interest, while working together to advance peace, security, innovation, and sustainable development. May this monument to Lieutenant Colonel Yoni Netanyahu stand for generations to come as a symbol of courage, remembrance, and reconciliation. May God bless the State of Israel, may God bless the Republic of Uganda, and may God continue to bless the enduring friendship between our two nations. I thank you very much.